Hey everyone, Coach Investor back to another video for today. So it's finally here, my video about Square and Afterpay. I know a lot of you have been waiting a long time for this, but it's finally here. So what can you expect from this video? Obviously, we're going to talk about the basics of this acquisition, what Afterpay has been doing these past couple of years, and then let's talk about the cross-selling possibilities, what the future holds for this company that is Square, and now with Afterpay, Cash App, Square seller side. There are lots of positive that come out of this acquisition. So let's first talk about the acquisition, because Square paid $30 billion for Afterpay. I know the first reactions were, well, that's pretty expensive, right? But actually, right now, Affirm is worth $32 billion or so. And I believe personally that Afterpay is much better and it's probably a bigger company than Affirm. And at the start of the year, Afterpay was also valued, or maybe last year, Afterpay was already valued at around $30 billion. So no, I don't think they've paid that much for such a great company. And you'll see later in this video why I think so, because the possibilities that this brings to Square and future possibilities are endless, and it's great to say the least. So let's first start with the basics. Afterpay has around 16 million customers worldwide. Most of them, or most of the GMV, actually comes from enterprises. Square, as you know, is focusing on those SMBs, small to medium businesses, so they can obviously help each other there. Afterpay can access Cash App's nearly 70 million active customers yearly, and obviously Square can access those enterprise customers and sell their software, hardware, and then integrate Cash App with that as well. And secondly, Afterpay has nearly 100,000 merchants globally. And again, globally here is the name of the game, because we've talked about Square needing to expand outside of the United States, and Afterpay having a big presence in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and in Europe is going to be great for Square. Now, on the Square side, we've had some great news actually. Recently, they announced an early access program to its product ecosystem for Spanish businesses. This is the third European country where Square has launched this year, after its recent entries in Ireland and France. And if you remember, last year Square actually acquired a P2P payment company called Verse, so maybe that's another way for them to integrate later on Cash App, and obviously with the help of Afterpay, all of that integration will probably be much smoother. Now, before I continue and talk about Afterpay's financial numbers and how that will integrate with Square Seller and Cash App, just want to thank today's sponsor, The Motley Fool, and soon we'll have a new offer to offer you, which is going to be very appealing, so stay tuned for that. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You guys know I love finding new investing tools and resources to help me find the latest growth stock and innovative company, and right now I have a discount for one of my favorite services, the Fool offers. Through the Motley Fool's stock advisor service, you get access to a ton of expert stock picks. Every month you'll get 2 picks that are aimed at growing your wealth and to help you realize your financial goals. Stock Advisor's average stock picks have returned over 500%. If growing your money is something you'd like to do more this year, you can visit www.fool.com/couchinvestor or click on the link below for access to my special offer and decide if Stock Advisor is right for you. Now let's get back to the video. Alright, so Afterpay has actually been growing incredibly fast in the last couple of years. GMV grew at a CAGR, compound annual growth rate, of 105% from 2019 to 2021, and revenue grew 92% CAGR as well. So it has been growing extremely fast in the last couple of years, and they do expect that growth to continue in the years to come. Now with the Square acquisition, obviously I expect that growth to continue even further. Alright, now let's talk about the good thing. So how will Afterpay and Square seller side actually work well together? So first up, you'll have the checkout option, which is basically the same as any other checkout option out there. Now you just have the option to check out with Afterpay. That means that you can make payments in installments. That's also something we're going to talk about on the Cash App side, but that's just one of the options. Then you have an Afterpay card, which is basically like a credit card, and it also has a reward program. They call it Afterpay Pulse, basically like the Cash Card Boosts. Same thing can be done here. And actually one of my subscribers said that in my Affirm video, Well, what if buy now, pay later, suddenly you start working with travel companies, airlines, hotels? We know credit card companies love airlines. You can accumulate points, you can accumulate miles. So actually with Afterpay, they've been starting to do the same thing. This is great to see because, well, it's just another incentive for you to use Afterpay or the Afterpay card instead of the usual credit card. Now let's jump into the other part of the ecosystem, which is Cash App. Now what makes Afterpay actually so special and differentiates it from the other buy now, pay later companies? Well, Afterpay on their app, they actually have commerce discovery. That means that inside of Afterpay, you can see all the shops around you that have joined Afterpay. It means you know very well that you're going to that shop and you'll be able to buy now and pay later. Then secondly, and that's something we've talked about back in December 2020, and that's the Pay with Cash App. Now it's officially announced actually, Cash App Pay, which basically makes Square Cash App a closed loop network. So once the money is inside, they can maybe cut processing fees. That's something we've talked about in the ARK Invest price target for Square a long time ago. Their thesis was that, well, in the future, they could suddenly undercut the credit card companies, which will basically make lots of more people use Cash App, Cash Card, and merchants using Square seller side, which makes total sense because, well, it's convenient for me. It would be extremely convenient for the seller as well. And lastly, obviously, the installment overview. You need to know how much you're still owing that company, how much you're still going to pay the next coming months, or if you want to pay right now, you just push a button and that's about it. Now, I'm sure there are other possibilities out there that can be integrated with Cash App and Afterpay. If you've got any other ideas, let me know down in the comments below. But in my opinion, they can do whatever they want. They can do concerts, sports events, etc. Buy now, pay later. Just partner up with them. And that's about that. With Tidal, they can obviously integrate for concert and musics and whatnot. You name it. Now, I know a lot of you might probably be asking, all right, this is great and all, but why didn't Square build it in-house just like PayPal? So first up, I want to say that kudos to PayPal for building it in-house and making it, let's say, successful. Now, for Square, since the buy now, pay later market industry, let's say, is very hot and competitive right now, I don't think they wanted to waste time to build their own and see how that will work in the future. Because if you look at Afterpay or even Affirm, look at how many deals they're signing left and right. If Square were to build their own, that would have probably taken some time. Yes, it would have cost them way less, but maybe future possibilities that would have cost them way more. So by buying Afterpay, they're already buying probably the best player in that industry, huge cross-selling possibilities, no time is wasted, and they're directly there in that competitive market with one of the best products out there. So that's probably one of the main reasons. Two great management teams, two great companies that will help each other actually grow and become even better and better in the future. And at the end of the day, it's all about data. The more data you collect, the more things you can control, the better experience you can offer. And Square, with their whole ecosystem right now, is just a perfect example. Whether it's personalized loans, rewards, boosts, installment payments, buy now, pay later basically, marketing, hardware, software, and advertising in the future. Because like I said, Afterpay's in-apps discovery of commerce, maybe in the future they'll add advertising. That's another revenue stream. And that's probably something they're thinking about doing in the future. And that's something that a lot of investors will probably love. So now that Square has obviously Square Seller, Cash App, Afterpay, and let's say Tidal, they have 4 ways to cross-sell each and every product, 4 ways to attract more customers. If you are using Cash App but not using Afterpay and Square Seller side, maybe you don't need Square Seller side because you're not a merchant, but maybe you want to use Afterpay. So there you have now one person using 2 products. If you're a merchant, maybe you want to have Afterpay and Cash App as well. Great, just cross-sell each and every segment, and that's how the whole ecosystem works. And then we can conclude that Square is becoming the next generation bank, and that's something we've been saying for months and months now, and they're certainly going towards that goal, which is great, which is something that we'll need, and this is something that will probably push Square towards that $1 trillion valuation, maybe at the end of the decade, maybe a bit more, who knows, but this is just a great deal for Square to conclude. I'm very happy with this deal. It's very promising, and I'm very excited about the future of Square, Afterpay, Cash App, Tidal, you name it. I'm a happy shareholder, second biggest position in my portfolio, so very, very happy here. Now let me know down in the comments below if you have missed anything, if there's something you want to add, let me know down in the comments below. And that will be it for this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. And as always guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.